Good morning and welcome back to the show. I'm Brad Gisa, and it is our pleasure to have in the studio with us Michaela Chastain, Mrs. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Michaela, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
really a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And I'll admit, when I first read your email, I think like most people, we just think Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss.
Right.
And is there a big difference? And we won't spend a lot of time on that because I know we have some important things to get to. But for people who don't know the difference besides being married, is that it?
That's pretty much it. It's in the same family,
Right.
but this is specifically for married women. We'll have Mrs. Tennessee and Mrs. Tennessee American. They will both compete at Mrs. America in August in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And then just a couple of weeks ago, our Mrs. America came in top 6th at Mrs. World, also in Las Vegas.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know that is your reign, if I'm calling it right, a year? You have a year reign?
2024 is my year.
And then anyone who wants to challenge you, it's in open combat, right?
It is open combat. We still have applications open now if anybody wants to compete with me in April.
And I know that you also have a very important agenda. There's some important things to you and important to a lot of us. What are some of the things that you're shedding light on?
Sure. So I'm a military spouse. My husband is a veteran, and he was injured pretty badly during some training.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's he's doing okay, but that transition from being active duty to civilian can be difficult for a lot of our veterans.
Right.
He's working on his GI Bill at UTC, so he should finish up this semester.
Fantastic.
And then sky's the limits. We'll see where he goes from there. We work with Warrior Freedom Service dogs. They work specifically with veterans that have PTSD and TBIs to get them service dogs completely cost-free to the veteran.
And just to show that I'm the solidarity that I have, I've been with the Warrior Freedom Service Dogs for a while.
Yes,
since they
they're
changed
great.
their name. Wonderful organization. I know that Adam and Dave were two of the people that I knew, and when they first started, they had a couple people and a couple of dogs. They're really growing and blossoming, aren't they?
They really are. They have a new executive director, Wayne. Him and his service dog, Charlie, are graduates of the program.
Great. And one of the things that they told me was that sometimes when our service people come back, they might have mental, emotional, even psychological issues that don't transfer well when they deal with people. But animals, they seem to have a much more, an animal doesn't care how you're behaving as long as you're loving them. So that kind of breaks the ice for them to slowly start coming out of that shell that they're in and putting some of that stress and post-traumatic stress behind them.
Right. I was with Wayne at lunch a couple of weeks ago, and Charlie alerted, so Wayne was able to get ahead of his attack and take control of it, and was able to join us again later once he was able to calm down.
And I know that a lot of these veterans would have been shut in. They'd maybe be just sitting in the house by themselves and suffering is what they would be doing. But thanks to these service dogs, they can now go out and lead a fairly normal life. And you can see, I've seen the people as they've come out of their shell, and it's a wonderful thing to witness, to see someone to come back, to see someone come back.
It's wonderful.
And they're expanding now, so how could people get a hold of them to help if they would like to help the Warrior Service Freedom Dogs?
Yeah, warriorfreedom.org. They're looking for new property now because they've wonderfully outgrown where they are. So we're looking to expand and get some more property so we can host some more dogs and help some more veterans.
And this is a free program, right? I think that people
Yes.
need to know that. This is just to help the people who need it the most, the people who've served their country, and the people who have come back in need of something like that. And the animals are wonderful too. Each animal is paired with a special person, so they have a special bond.
Yes, it's a bond for life, and it's wonderful to see some of these graduates that come back years later and the impact that these dogs have had.
I think you've picked a wonderful cause, and I'm sure that you'll help a lot of people. Thank you so much, Michaela, Mrs.
Chattanooga.
And we look forward to your reign, and hopefully you'll come back and join us again sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would love that. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We'll be right back.